Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into Overdrive today. I am talking to the one and only Shane Embury of Napalm Death about his killer new autobiography, Life and Napalm Death. Welcome Shane, how you doing?
All good, mate, all good. Thursday's here and just been doing some press and taking the kids to school, all that kind of stuff, and there you go. Yeah.
My first question is, you've obviously had, an incredible career. Like, there's so many, the stories alone between those covers that I was reading through had me just gripped. But what made you decide now to release this book?
I think I'm not sure whether it was a massive thought. It was just that the past 3 years, coming out of the pandemic, was going back into the live show format was a bit of a challenge in some ways after being at home for a while. And that was when it was suggested to me, would you ever thought about doing a book really? And I thought, well, not really. I mean, I'd always joke about it, kind of, and so I think, I don't know, sometimes I can't quite pinpoint exactly what, it just seemed a good time to do it, I guess, really. I seem to recall quite a lot of everything that went on, but yeah, as you say, touch wood, as they say, there's lots of good stuff ahead, Pandemic was weird for everybody. It was very weird for me. Try to balance. I'd never been home for more than about 6 weeks at a time for years, And so, as much as I've been married for 17 years, but then you sort of go, we know each other, but do we know each other? So there was balancing that with trying to create music, because it's something I just kind of am compelled to do. And that was during that time, around 2021, I think it was. We thought about doing a book, and I thought, well, this is a creative outlet, This is a means for me to kind of keep my brain functioning the way I sort of like it to function. So I think, all the things combined,
One of the things that I got from this is, for people curious out there, this is, the expression, kind of a warts and all. You don't really hold back on anything from what I've read anyway about your life. And it's easy to, when you're saying that to someone about, I'm going to write a book about my life and whatever, but when you're actually faced with the reality of divulging, personal information that is quite emotional to you and different aspects of your life, the ups and the downs and everything, was there an apprehension about making that decision of, right, if I'm going to do this, it is literally going to be everything?
Yeah, there was a natural apprehension, but past few years, especially for me, I jumped into making so much music, which I love to do, but I think also it was a coping mechanism with death. Actually, and I hate to say that; it sounds quite ominous to say it. But over the years, and we all experience, this is part of life, it just seemed that if I was going to do it, then I had to just speak. I do tend to just speak I like to think from the heart, I'm very often say something and then sort of look at the other person's face and go, oh, did I say too much there? It's just that just the way I am. I try to present myself as strictly as I can, good or bad.
Just the process of kind of when you had to, I'm sure there was a lot of research that you had to go back and checking through, magazines and notes and flyers and things like that, just to kind of trigger memories. Was that a kind of a surreal exercise for you to go back so, with a purpose attached to it, not just kind of like, here's a few flyers from, 86 and 91, but really trying to map out how you were going to write this book?
Yes and no, I think. Dave Everly, a friend of mine, journalist, posed the questions, I guess. We've known each other for a while. And he suggested, well, let's try and do it chronologically. I always wanted to enter this world of music, so perhaps I held on to as many memories as I could. But where I'm at the moment is the old Napalm Death House, we call it, Napalm Terror, as my friend likes to call it. And where at one point the four of us lived here, for like years. Interacting as friends and brothers, and just so I have lots